How do you get more book sales? By marketing your book. But how do you market your book? Let's talk about it today. If you're new here, hi, I'm Puja, and on this channel I share my experiences with writing, self-publishing and productivity. So click subscribe if you'd like to follow me on this unpredictable writing and publishing journey. When I published my first book, all I wanted to do was publish it. So it was not a big surprise when it didn't sell much. But with every book, I have gotten more intentional, and the last book that I published, that has performed the best so far. With my next book release, I have a very specific number of book sales that I want to make, and in a very specific amount of time, which means that my marketing strategy needs to be strong and my marketing budget, but that's a topic for another video. If you're new to my channel, I have a playlist on book marketing which I recommend watching because I'm not going to be covering everything that I've talked about in my previous videos. I'll make it easy for you and have that playlist linked in the description of this video, as well as I'll have it linked in the email that will go out this week. Earlier I mentioned that I have a very specific number of sales that I want to make with this book, and that's one of my goals for this book. And that's where I recommend starting. Have a very specific goal because that'll help you use your resources, your time and your money in the best way possible so that you can achieve that goal. Since I have a number of books that I want to sell, I can use that figure and break it down in a way so that I can use my marketing plan to reach that specific book sales number. I don't remember in which video I talked about it. I'll try and find it and link it for you. But in that video, I broke down how many people need to see your book promotions, and I had done that whole math. So do watch that video. I'll make sure to have that link. In my humble opinion, it gives you a very realistic idea of what you need to do, how much you need to market your book to actually make those sales that you have in mind. The other thing that will happen if you have a goal in mind, a clear goal in mind, is that you'll know how well your marketing effort did, how well they converted into sales, how well your book did overall. You'll have something to measure it against. The next thing that I recommend doing is to break down your marketing strategy into different phases. Each phase will then have its own promotion plan, and you can run different campaigns within those promotional plans. For my book, I'm in the beginning stages of marketing, and so this phase will have its own marketing strategy. My goal for this phase is to get in front of more people who read, and that's going to drive the strategy behind my author platform, my social media strategy, my newsletter strategy. And if you are on my newsletter, you're already getting a taste of what that's like. When I'm closer to my book launch, the months and weeks leading up to the book release, I'll have a separate strategy for that period. I have a video where I've shared all the possible things that you can do during your book launch. But just to name a few, have a robust email campaign where you can share your sample chapters, deleted scenes, book review campaign, giveaway, ads, or hire a PR company. But your book promotion efforts will not stop with the book launch. With the release of my poetry collection, I had a promotion plan even after my book was launched, and that served me very well. But it was not robust and I did not do that for a very long period of time. It was for about a month or so after the book launch. But this time around, I'm going to continue to promote my book way after the fact. And that phase will have its own strategy. I have a sales goal in mind for this phase, as well as I'm going to target a goal for book reviews. And some of the things that I can do for this phase is have campaigns like with local libraries and bookstores and coffee shops. I want my book to continue selling, and there'll be a phase, an active phase, where I'll be promoting my book actively and putting in money behind it. And when I'm passively promoting my book, I'm going to use my social media, I'm going to use my author platform, my YouTube channel, my newsletter to do that. And just like with my previous books, I'm going to keep a record of what I'm doing, how much I'm spending on each marketing effort, and how well that is converting for me, so that I can use that information, use that data to formulate a better marketing strategy for the next book. I'll have the list to the marketing playlist and some other resources in the description of this video. In the next video, I'll share my self-publishing timeline, which will also include my marketing timeline. So I'll see you in the next one.